America's new M1 Abrams versus Russia's new T-14 Armata. By the mid-2020s, the U.S. Army's tank force will be dominated by the General Dynamics Land Systems M1A2 SEP V4 Abrams main battle tank. Compared to today's SEP V2 and the SEP V3, the SEP V4, which is just starting to be introduced, and it have improved sensors, networking and protection. However, it will largely be similar to today's Abrams. The Russian ground forces, however, would likely be equipped with a mix of T-72B3MS, T-8DBVMS, T-90MS and some number of T-14 Armatas. Of these, the most formidable on paper, the T-14, which features advanced protection systems and an unmanned turret. It also offers excellent mobility. Captain Stefan Buller, graduate engineer at the University of Applied Sciences, Center for the Swiss Armed Forces and commander of Tank Squadron, argues that the T-14 offers a high power-to-weight ratio at roughly the same ground pressure. Thus, the 48-ton T-14 Armata should be much more maneuverable than the Abrams or the German Leopard 2 for that matter. The T-14 has the same power output as the Leopard 2 or the M1 Abrams, however, with a combat weight of 48 tons, it is 20% lighter, resulting in a specific output of 31.3 horsepower, 22.9 kilowatts. In comparison, its Western counterparts with 24 horsepower, 17.6 kilowatts. This new vehicle is extremely agile, Buller wrote. The T-14's tracks are narrower in the current version compared to the Leopard 2 or the M1 Abrams, however, due to the significantly lower combat weight, wide tracks are also not absolutely necessary. The specific ground pressure will be about the same compared to the Western counterparts. Further, given its combination of active protection systems, reactive armor and passive laminated armor, the T-14 could offer better protection for its crew than a comparable Western tank such as the Abrams. Moreover, Buller argues that the Armata's unmanned turret offers some survivability advantages. Based on all these considerations, it must be assumed that the T-14 Armata offers the crew a higher overall level of protection than its Western counterparts, despite its significantly lower combat weight. In terms of sensors, the Abrams will likely retain an edge since the Russians are behind on that front. However, Buller notes that sensors are a problem for all tanks. Compared to older optical systems, video cameras and electro-optical scopes are neither more nor less vulnerable to enemy fire or splintering. Optics are, and will remain, the Achilles heel of a battle tank, including the T-14. However, the Abrams' superior sensors and likely superior U.S. Army training and combat doctrine will afford the United States the edge. The T-14 could offer better protection for its crew than a comparable Western tank, and despite its significantly lower combat weight gives Russian the edge. Ultimately, it is likely that the T-14 and Abrams offer comparable performance. Neither is likely to have insurmountable advantage over the other. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.